I don't see me in your eyes anymore.
Check. It's like using Audacity when you have Premiere. It's like, what do you this does this thing.
Yeah, Audacity is for dudes that don't know how to read a dictionary either.
Yeah, why? I like Audacity. Don't get me wrong, but why does it look like shit?
Just as like literally looks like it's from the 90s still. Like,
Yeah,
they made one version. They were like, let's stop at V1.2.
Yeah. And it's not even like that would be that hard to like update that. That's not like, oh, well, the graphics that we would need to produce to make that is like we just can't afford that. Like, you could have an AI make fucking all
It's
the buttons.
just waveform. Like you just need like some nice buttons.
Yeah, and the
in
buttons
waveform.
are just PNGs. Like, you tell me you can't find one guy. I know it's a free app. You can't find one guy to draw some buttons for you for an app everyone uses. It's like famous for being the audio app that's free. You're telling me you can't get new buttons? Let's write a letter.
They could at least get new buttons.
At the very least. That doesn't, yeah. Like, you're just being lazy. And I mean, they have to make some money off that, right?
Audacity?
Yeah, like ads
Someone's
or
making
something,
money.
or like, what, yeah. Because why make that? That's my thing with GitHub. Why are any of those people doing that? They don't
Some
make
people
any money.
some people are just pro open source. Like it's almost like
I do fuck with
it's almost like the most pure form of rebellion
Yeah.
is to just give shit. It's like anti-capitalism.
You ever heard of the GNU project?
No.
GNU? It's like this free software project where it was like these people in the early computer days who were like, all software should be free. Like, it's text. There's no reason that
Yeah.
anybody should be able to own this. And they made all of this free shit. Like GIMP. You ever use GIMP?
I've used AGIMP before.
You ever use that?
It was
for
kind of
Photoshop?
awkward.
For Photoshop?
No, what's that?
It's just, I mean, it's free Photoshop basically. But I'm
Oh.
pretty sure that's a GNU product, I think. But there's a whole website. And it's a bunch of free, like, they've got like the whole Office suite, free versions of like fucking Excel and like Word and all that shit before like.
Just Pirate Bay, essentially.
Yeah, they just took it and they made it worse and sold it for free. But, it
I've been
works.
thinking about pirates heavily. I guess
Houthi pirates?
no, like our
Okay.
sailor.
Yeah.
I want to get a flagpole and just start flying the Jolly Roger
Do
off
it.
my balcony.
Yes, dude, please.
Because I don't know, everyone has like people have like obviously like American flags
Mhm.
and like people got like Ukraine flags and all this
Pride
stuff in
flags.
their yard, pride flags, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm really just about fucking swashbuckling and
Yeah.
fucking pillaging.
Yeah,
and,
bro. Letting the salt spray hit your face, bro.
Yeah. I want like
Killing a guy for a
I
galleon.
want like a bent up leather hat
yeah.
in a
Yeah, a
cannon.
tricorn hat, dude, and a fucking. I want a crooked sword with a chip out of it. That's
Ye-
like got a little nick out of it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I'd even be down if the doctor was like, "Hey, we can't give you this pirate flag unless someone comes over and injects you with scurvy." And I'd
Or
be
gives
like,
you a peg leg.
I'd be fine. I'd be like, send them,
100%.
send them over.
Yeah, I'll eat some limes. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Fine.
Dude.
I would though if I was a Fed and I saw that flag, I would 100% think you were like pirating software. Like that's all people use that flag for now.
Is like
Like
tech
r slash
pirates.
piracy is just the
Well,
Jolly Roger.
I'm anti tech pirates though. Like
That's interesting because those are the only ones that I agree with.
yeah. No,
Because
it's like
it isn't stealing. If purchasing isn't owning, then torrenting isn't stealing. Because if you don't give me an avenue by which I can buy your product, then I don't think it's morally wrong for me to take it. Because I can't buy
if they
it.
don't GameCube games and like ROMs and stuff.
Yeah, or like
games
yes.
that are off the market.
'Cause
Those
DV
for sure. You should
yeah.
be able to just
if you
just
can't get
download.
it, there's no way to get it any other way. Like because even places like if I were to buy a movie on Amazon, if Amazon goes away, I lose that movie. I don't own it.
Totally.
I should be able to download an MP4 of that fucking movie when I buy it from you. I'm purchasing the movie. If I had a DVD, I could keep that forever.
But you can't burn a copy of your DVD. Like I think they have. I don't
There's programs that get around.
Oh,
now,
okay,
but
nice.
like they tried to stop.
Hell
it.
yeah, yeah. Because I thought that was the whole thing. It was like you wouldn't steal a car.
Well, 'cause
you
they-
wouldn't
right,
steal.
you wouldn't download a car.
It
But
was-
it's like
those were so like intense for no
oh,
reason.
it's so scary. It definitely put the fear into me. But like that is what copyright is. Is it's your right to copy something. Like you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It is. Are you allowed to make copies of this thing and sell it?
Yeah.
But you should be allowed to make copies of things in like your own house.
Just
if you-
benefit. Just bury them in a safe in case you like need it
Or
someday.
like if I say I bought a movie, I should be able to make 4 different copies of that for my household in all of my rooms that have.
So you can just play it on every screen. So
Yeah.
that way, like it's just constantly.
Or like I'm just saying, like if I wanted to watch it in my bedroom or something, I can. But I bought the thing, I own it. I should be allowed to. Like I'm not sending it to other people. That should be illegal
Yeah.
for sure. But I'm just saying, like a rented car, I could go buy that car somewhere if I wanted. But like, I couldn't buy Netflix. You know what I mean? You have to rent. There is no other option. So if I can't own your thing, no matter how much I pay, I don't think it's wrong to take it. I rest my case.
I mean, couldn't you go? You could go buy a DVD though, right? Like you could
well,
order that
that's what
DVD
people say,
on
but they don't make
Amazon.
DVDs for everything anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of content that just doesn't exist
Yeah,
in
like a
physical.
Netflix original.
Yeah,
You can't
totally.
put
Netflix
TV
does really like all their
Yeah.
their own programming. It's there, and if they went down, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Stranger Things gone.
Yeah, gone.
I mean, does that stuff exist though on the internet now at this point? How does
Well, yeah, I could torrent those.
how does Internet Time Machine work? Because is it
People make snapshots.
But
that-
so it's people like with the wherewithal to be like, I'm gonna snap this, or is it like
think
a
there's
thing is just always snapping everything?
I think there is these things called web crawlers that go around and yeah, they swing in between websites and
Yeah.
they like tag shit because
Uh-huh.
that's how Google maps web pages. They have these web crawlers. They have one called Googlebot. That's the one that goes through and it checks where all
Creative.
your links are and stuff and indexes it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think I think it's a bot that goes through and it periodically, like every however many it.
Just like kind of scans everything.
Yeah,
There's,
and it takes a snapshot of like the HTML, I think.
basically it's like a quick save
Mhm.
video game
Mhm.
for the entire internet.
But there's no back end, so anything that like was embedded that relied on any other code, like the thing on that website I showed you that does
Yeah.
the downloading and all of that, that wouldn't work because that's all reliant on like my back end Python shit. It's not HTML code. That's like the formatting of the website with the text and stuff. That can all stay,
Mhm.
but anything that had any like functionality that relied on anything outside of the HTML would not work.
The fuck did that thing just say?
Is that a batteries?
I don't know if it's out of batteries, but hold on. Keep talking about web crawlers.
They crawl and they get the web. They get a website and they show you it. Yeah, I don't know, because I wanted to make my own to go around and I don't even know, do something. Well, because like, okay, here's another thing. So I guess I could go. Well, can you buy music? Physical CDs?
They still sound like Best Buy.
But like Taylor Swift, like you couldn't get, like there's definitely artists who don't have CDs, right? Like a SoundCloud rapper is not gonna have a CD, or like a bunch of the funk artists that I listen to don't have CDs. A CD, but like, I found this thing, this Python package that you just give it a link to your playlist, your Spotify playlist, and then it goes through and it finds that song on YouTube and downloads an MP3 of it. So then you have all your music, like locally. Does that make sense?
That was recording in 4K, so it was like overheating.
Oh no! The first half of this podcast is gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely Just there's gonna be like a severe quality drop. We're just gonna
That's
get
so
disgusting now. Or we probably look disgusting in 4K.
That'll
honestly.
be-
We probably look better with a little bit of in 1080.
Blur, yeah, some pixel blur. I do
Neither
want to see the
neither of us
comparison.
needs to be a high def.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, max res for me is probably like 720.
Hell,
I'd say
yeah.
anything north of that, it's like it's diminishing returns.
yeah.
for sure.
It's like those movie stars in the 50s. They definitely were just appalling to look at
Oh,
by
for
today's
sure.
standards. Like,
Well, that's what's weird is you watch Twilight Zone episodes and it's like clear. Like it looks like it's like 1080p. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
uh-huh.
Why is that?
I don't know. Are they doing some kind of like post thing? Like, are they doing some kind of
It might be that. And my understanding was it was like the cameras they used were good. It was the way they were broadcasting it that was shit. That's why everything looked bad. The
Gotcha.
cameras captured everything in about the same quality we have now. But you can't, especially because I think all the new shit, 4K and all that has to do with digital cameras. I think you could get really good quality back in the day with physical cameras,
Mm-hmm.
which
I
we
mean, they
still
still shoot film, I guess, right?
Right,
Like,
and
there's
I
still
think
people
those
doing, yeah.
look better inherently. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong about all that. But I think it was about the way they were broadcasting it rather than the actual.
Well, like audio stuff. Like, I think
Camera.
vinyl still is like there's more data in vinyl. I guess I think Apple has like lossless audio now. I think that
Mhm.
has like technically more bits or
Yeah, the
whatever
bit rate or
audio
whatever.
is. But like those early vinyls was like it was like the speakers and shit was sucked basically, and like the microphones weren't as good. But like I think the actual recording process to vinyl is like still like a good thing, you know?
Yeah, the crackle shit was because it was a shitty.
Yeah, your needle
player.
sucks, or you
Right.
got dust on it, or
Right.
like something like that.
I do want to get like a Victrola.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was a crazy thing to learn about. I had this. This was the craziest title of any class I've ever taken, except for the conspiracy class. That was also crazy.
Mhm.
But one I took in Dallas was called. It was called like technoculture or something like that, or like appreciation of technoculture or something. And it was a bunch of like, You know that quote people always say about like humans are the sex organs of the machine world. It's this guy Marshall McLuhan.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Joe Rogan says it all the time.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
like,
Humans are the sex organ of the machine world.
yeah.
Like they're just gonna use us to
Like
make more.
That's all we are. Is we're the things that create the machines, which are the next evolution. Like that is the ultimate evolution of life. Is like a body that doesn't decay or like anything. But
I think forearms would be doper.
yes, but metal body, but with
Yeah.
forearms. Yes, I
Sure.
know it, like Adeptus, like Mechanicus type shit.
Yeah,
But
Ben 10.
100%, yeah, for sure. Ben 10 is the ultimate evolution. That is
Obviously.
end form, actually.
Yeah.
So everyone gets an Omnitrix.
Dude, if I had an Omnitrix, it'd be so fucking sick, dude.
That might be one of the biggest, like, oh god, I wish that was me as a kid.
That's like the
or-
coolest
yes.
piece of like cartoon machinery or gadgetry or
Mhm.
just a fiction. Just
I do wish I was Danny Phantom.
yeah.
He was cool,
And he had
especially.
that hot mom.
Oh god, true. And you could bang the hot emo bitch that
Yeah.
like gave everybody a goth
Oh,
fetish.
Sam. Or
Yeah,
whatever her
she
name
was like the origin of goth fetishes for people.
Yeah.
Her and then the guitar lady in that same show with the blue hair that was like a ghost. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember.
She was
her.
like the sexy
I remember
punk
the
rock.
the box guy.
The box ghost is my favorite. That was my profile picture for a
Yeah,
while. was
box
just the
ghost
box
is
ghost,
sick,
dude.
yeah.
Yes, I fucking love the box ghost. He rules.
There were so many. Yeah, that show was sweet. He
Yeah.
had the thermos.
Yeah.
The
Damn,
Fenton
that show
thermos.
was so awesome.
All those. I think it's Butch Hartman. Like all those shows
Yeah.
are like
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Tough Puppy was.
Tough Puppy was good. I mean,
It was
like,
good.
It was the tail end of me watching like Cartoon Network or whatever, Nickelodeon. I guess
That was the only one I'd consider a miss. Did he do Jimmy Neutron?
I think he was involved within
Okay.
Jimmy Neutron. Yeah, because I think they had like the
Timmy
crossover.
Jimmy Power Hour.
I was gonna say the crossover episode, dude.
Dude, the Timmy
That was
Jimmy
like-
Power Hour really
That was
got me
bigger
going.
than Endgame at the time.
Yeah.
That was the
What
biggest
team
event.
were you?
I don't know, dude. I always liked Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, I was
better,
Team Jimmy.
you know?
100%.
Oh, you were for sure Jimmy. He was coding and doing all that.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I wanted to be Jimmy. He had all
But-
these crazy inventions.
But Timmy was like cool. He was like cooler a little bit.
Yes.
Like he was like kind of funnier.
yes,
He got kind of
he's kind of sarcastic.
jokey, sarcastic. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
thought he was funnier.
That's true. Jimmy was not very snarky. He was just a big dork.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
like,
oh, my pants have come to life.
yeah, and
The
then
town's
Sheen,
overrun by jeans.
Yeah, then Sheen was the comic relief. Sheen and Carl would come in and actually be funny.
And Sheen was just like a retarded kid. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't like a.
That's true. Jimmy's whole like role was just to create scenarios for them to be funny in, because he wasn't funny. He just was like the
Yeah.
plot device to like make something interesting happen, and then Carl and Sheen would come in. Planet Sheen fucking sucked though.
Yeah. That
How
was trash.
bad was Planet Sheen
That
though?
was no good.
Because they had like redos of all the characters, but the monkey was Jimmy Neutron, and then the plant guy was Carl. Remember?
Vaguely. Yeah.
They had like
Did he like get hit on the head and it was just like a? Was it like a memory or?
Was that the reveal?
I don't know. It seems like
If
it,
that
like
was
a
at the
fever
end-
dream or something like.
I thought like Jimmy had like some experiment that went wrong, and he like got shot to the moon or something. Either way, it was terrible.
Either way, dumb.
It was
Either
so
way, they
bad.
should have stopped.
Yeah, if they did it, they should have brought everybody else. Like Sheen could not. It's weird to see his character and be like, yeah, he could support a whole show. I would watch
Yeah.
20 minutes of just him talking. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way.
That's
But,
how I feel about a Cleveland show.
Yes, exactly.
I was like, this seems like a miss.
yeah, but all of them are funny in like small doses, in the amount that they were in the other shows.
Yeah,
I
just want to see the dude like in the bathtub have his house collapse.
yeah,
They're like, great, that's a great bit.
yeah,
Like,
that's a hilarious bit. That's all you need. I
like
don't
let's
need
give
to
this guy
see-
29 more minutes.
Yeah, I don't need to see his
of
kid go to
programming.
school.
No.
yeah.
No.
But wait, what were we talking about before?
Planet Sheen, Jimmy Neutron,
Before-
Omnitrix,
Yes.
cartoon gadgetry, the best.
Oh, Marshall McLuhan.
What? Where are we?
Sex organs in the machine world.
Oh yeah.
So this guy Marshall McLuhan, he's just this guy. I don't even know. He's like a philosopher or something. He talks about technology and shit. And just
Okay.
like his whole thing was the medium is the message. Where like the way you're getting things is like the thing they're saying is less important as the way it's being transmitted to you,
Okay.
which is interesting.
Dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Wrong.
reading a book is way different than watching a show, which is way different than like listening to a podcast, which is like the format is like a huge part of it. But part of this class was we like went through technology, like the history of technology, which was cool because we went like through photography. Like there's this timeline of like photography, and like they used to use these things called camera obscuras, where it would use light through like a pinhole.
Those like the first cameras, right?
Yeah, and they would project this light, which would stain something. Because you can make them now, and sometimes it'll happen naturally. If there's like a hole in a screen or something at the right angle,
Mhm.
it'll project what's outside, like on the wall.
Mm.
But we were going through the fucking records and shit. We were going through music and like
Yeah.
music playing and stuff. And the first thing were these wax cans that had sound in them somehow. They were like imagine the wax that's used for like a record, but it's in a can, and then you somehow would like stick this on something or put it in something, and it would play the sound inside of it. But I was like, that's just crazy to like be able to store somebody's voice in a can like that with like
wax and stuff.
yeah, with just wax. Like there's no like circuitry.
Yeah, like how did the first dude figure that out?
Yeah, with just physics. Like it's not like there's no
Someone
wires or code.
Someone was making a pocket pussy, a medieval pocket pussy, and was like, I think I hear myself in this thing.
Bro, speaking of pocket pussies, I was enlightening my girlfriend to.
I'm sure she was enlightened.
Oh no, she was actually she was blown away by the reality of have you seen the prison glove pocket pussies that they'll make?
No.
You can take a rubber glove and like bend it in a certain way with like rubber bands to where it basically forms a perfect ass with a hole on the back. Like it looks like two cheeks with like literally just a hole in the middle.
You gotta like blow it up like a circus, like a balloon. Or?
Yeah, literally. I think that was part of it. But like you can look it up and it is just like it's about the best thing you can get. I mean,
they sell them on Amazon or.
Well, no, you make it with a glove. It's just a blue rubber glove and rubber bands. Like for something you can make like that, like in prison, that's got to be top tier. Like that's about as good as you're getting.
Yeah.
Like the next level below is like a sock and then like a snitch's ass.
It would suck to be like a family member, like worrying about like your uncle or something in jail and being like, I really hope he's doing okay, like putting money on his card, and then he's like bartering that money for a glove pussy.
Yeah.
He trades like 2 weeks of
I hope he can get a ding dong, and then he fucking buys a glove pussy.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd be fine with that. That'd be okay. I think that's
probably better for you than a
I'd rather
hostess.
That. Yeah, I'd rather that than like him raping a guy.
Yeah.
If those are the options.
Yeah.
If those are his two possible
That
outcomes.
is definitely the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, I'd say that's okay. But you know.
So this guy, he was saying were we talking about
Marshall?
Marshall, yeah.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter or whatever.
Yeah,
his name
Martian
was?
Manhunter. Yeah. What about him?
I don't know. I didn't. Are you done?
Oh,
with
that was it. It was
Yeah.
just about she just showed us the thing. Like they had one there, one of these wax cans, and she was like, "This one has like one of the first recordings of like anybody's
Did you play it?
Yeah, and it was crazy to hear it.
He's just like, oh, it sucks.
Yeah, he goes, "Take this out of my mouth!"
In so much pain. Everyone's dying.
Yeah, he's like
everyone just gets born and then dies.
It's in the middle of Pearl Harbor. It's just a bunch of racist remarks about the Japanese. But it was just I was just like, there's a man's voice in that can. Like, how did you like? Because I don't know. I get very like I would say the digital stuff we have now is about equally as magical, but to me it doesn't seem as cool because I'm like, it's just I get it. It's binary. It's ones and zeros. It's fucking code. But how do you like physically like trap a man's voice in a box like that? Like that's magic. That's crazy.
That's like Greek mythology. Like
Yeah,
some god comes down and steals your voice.
Yeah, and there's no circuits or anything. Like it's wax in a box.
Well, like getting lightning in a glass bottle with like some salty water and like a little diode or something in it.
Yeah.
And being like, yes, I have a watt right there.
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck are you like? How have you done this? Like,
no, that shit's insane.
I would, if you did that, if you were like, dude, I got fucking electricity, I captured. I'd be like, don't do that, dude.
Give it
Stop.
back.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
you're gonna be mad.
You're fucking with big things.
That can't be okay.
Yeah.
They can't be okay with
this
that.
This is a bad thing you're messing with.
I don't know the implications of this, but I would avoid that.
Yeah, you're gonna blow up our shack. We live in we live in a fucking manure house. You're gonna blow this thing up.
That reminds me of that Key and Peele sketch where he literally gets lightning in a bottle, and he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "How did you get that?" He's like, "Dude, I saw the strike coming. I held the bottle open. I fucking got it." He's like, "Bro, this is like mind blowing. Like, how did you get this?" He's like, "I don't know, man. It just kind of happened. But like, what should we do with it?" He's like, "This is like huge. Like, we could be rich for this. Like, it's a literal." And he opens it and it bounces around.
Yeah,
the
what
room.
would you do? You know, it's like
What's
I
that
wouldn't even
used
know.
for?
I wouldn't know the first thing.
I'd probably point it at a guy.
Yeah.
Go times up. I go surfs up, and then I just shoot him with it.
I'd walk into a bank and be like, "Give me all the money. I'm gonna open this fucking bottle."
They would definitely give you. I don't even know what would happen, but we don't want to find out.
Yeah.
Please keep the fucking cork on that.
I want to get all my money conveted into like big ass banknotes. You know, like old like.
Into big checks you get for winning the lottery.
Well,
that would fucking be awesome.
That would be sick, dude.
You pay for everything with one of those. You unfold it 50 times out of your pocket.
You guys like hand a giant thing through the Chick-fil-A window to the lady.
Somebody runs up and takes a picture while you're handing it off.
That would be great.
Everyone's
just gonna think you're one of those guys that twirls the sign, and then they see like it's actually a check for like 100 grand. Or just a check for like $3.50. For
Yeah,
like
it's nothing. I go,
yeah.
can I get change on that?
For like a honey bun at the gas station. Like, hey, what's the date?
Buy some fruit leather
Yeah.
with a giant
I'm
check.
chilling on fruit leather for a minute, dude.
Dude, I think you have all the fruit leather that was in there.
Dude. No, but getting like old timey banknotes, like in like the 40s or whatever, like the bills were just bigger. You know, I was watching like an old black and white movie, and like the kids have like 10 grand at the time, and it's just like sheets of printer paper.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I don't know, it'd be fucking badass.
It was called like a treasury note or
Yeah,
something,
it was.
like some shit
kind
like
of
that.
note, yeah.
Yeah, like a note of sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This note is worth
Yeah.
$1.
Yeah, what were the old names for it? It was some shit like that, like a promissory note or something. Yeah. This entitles you to 1 unit of my labor.
Yeah, it'd be sweet to have to like break open a manila folder instead of a wallet, You
Yes.
just have all your shit, or like in like one of those accordion.
Yes,
things.
that's something dope in The Sopranos. Whenever somebody's bringing money, they'll hand him an envelope full of money, which
Yeah.
is just sick.
That is sweet.
And they'll be like, "Your envelope's a little light this week.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, you're the one with the light bills, all right? You're the one with the light envelope. Don't come talking to me
These
like
are
that."
light bills.
Yeah, dude, it's so I just want to talk like that. I didn't know. Have you seen it before?
Yeah.
You know Paulie?
Yeah.
He was like
A
a real
real dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's dope.
I don't know what he was like a real.
He was an associate. He wasn't like a made man ever.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think it goes like associate, soldier, and then like made man.
He was
or
a
something
little
like that.
boy essentially.
Well, you have to have 100% Italian heritage to be made man, like
Wow.
on both sides. You can't have any other shit, which might have been his issue. But his one rule was like, my character cannot become a snitch, or I won't play him. Which he didn't, except he
Yeah.
did kind of snitch on Tony to the other crew, but he was never a snitch to the police.
Yeah.
Which that's fine. But also, there's this cool. People think that he was responsible for Tony dying at the end, because there's a couple scenes in the episodes before where like they're having a sit down with the New York mob, and then while they're walking away, you can see Paulie like shake hands with somebody after Tony's back is turned, and they don't even say anything about it. You can just kind of see while they're all
Yeah.
getting
that's
up to
cool.
leave, which is like a little. There's a lot of shit like that.
What's that director? Or
David Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah. That. Good shows like that. There is stuff like you're seeing stuff that's like going on in the background. That's like not
Yes.
explicit. A lot of old movies are like that because it was just like
Foreshadowing
the
and stuff.
style. Like it was just like they had to show stuff. It's like if you weren't paying attention, you'd be like, "What the fuck? Like what's happening?"
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, "Oh, did you not seen where the guy the dude put a drug in her drink and you had to be like looking over at the thing to see like
Right, and now
it
they'll
happened.
zoom in on it.
Yeah, now they're like, everyone look over here.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no, I'm on my phone. Like, why'd you pay $17 for this movie ticket to play on your phone? You're like, I don't know. I got FOMO that I wasn't doing anything, so I went to the theater. Like,
I got bored. This wasn't interactive.
Yeah.
I couldn't control anything on the screen.
I like sitting in a recliner. Fucking sue me. I'll pay a premium price.
Just have something play in the background. But
fucking
it's like
heartburn from a hot dog, a movie theater.
hot
dog.
Getting a movie theater hot dog's
Is
crazy.
insane, dude.
I used to get those. I worked at a movie theater.
I know a dude downstairs like got 2 movie theater hot dogs for
that doesn't
last time
surprise
we
me
went
in
to a
the
theater.
least. That does not surprise me. But fuck.
You knew a guy.
Oh yeah, the thing about like foreshadowing or whatever.
Yeah.
There's like a literary thing about that, like the Chekhov's gun or whatever, where if you see a gun over a mantle in the second act, it has to go off in the third act or something. Like you can't just have shit for no reason.
Totally.
Which like there are bad movies I've seen where they'll do stuff that seems like foreshadowing, but it has no bearing on anything. And it's
Never
like, why'd
comes
you even
back.
show that?
It's like,
yeah.
we thought it'd be cool,
Yeah, what was the
It's like a
point of
secret
that?
cabinet that opens and it's like never addressed again.
Yeah, but there's shit in The Sopranos before the final episode about that like foreshadows him dying like that, or that would mean that he died. Where they'll say shit like I bet you don't even hear it. I bet it just goes black.
Yeah.
Or like, and then not Paulie. Who's the guy who runs the strip club?
They're all named fucking
Vito.
to me.
Yeah.
Dude, we both said Vito.
It's either Tony or Vito.
Literally every
Sal.
Sal.
He said he didn't even hear the shots before he got shot, and that he just like passed out.
Damn.
And so that's what happened to him. And in that same scene, they do this pattern where you hear the doorbell ring, and then he looks up, and then you see what he sees, and then it cuts back to him, and then the doorbell rings, and you look up, he looks up, you see what he sees, and then it goes back to him, and then the third time the doorbell rings, he looks up, and it cuts. So you see what he sees, which is just black. Just crazy.
That is crazy.
It's a good show. I just finished
Just
it.
good. Any good like. I hope you can't hear the squeaking on the mic, dude.
I hope you
I'm just
can.
gonna just like it looks so rigid on the thing. Any like in like Get Out, you know? basically any like good filmmaking and stuff that you catch. It also just makes it like a better like experience watching it because it's like if you're actually paying attention, you can figure out like, I remember when I saw Get Out in theaters, he basically Jordan Peele put all of like the bad people in red at some point, and like the people that are clearly bad early on are in red, and then like all of a sudden like his girlfriend is in red, and I remember being like, that's weird, like you know what I mean, like all like the good people basically are kind of blue the entire movie.
Oh,
And
shit.
there's a time where it switches in her colors. All of a sudden,
Red.
she's wearing red, and I was like, and it's like probably 20 minutes before he's like in the
Climax
shoebox,
or
like
whatever.
when he's in the shoebox and like realizes that she's got a shoebox full of like all her old dudes that she's like tricked to come in there. And there's a couple other, especially like that's what makes like a good movie good is you can watch it like a second and third time.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my god, they were setting that up,
and
I
that
didn't
things
even
were done
see.
with like intention.
Yeah.
Like with I just look at
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Yes, or like I like that too because then you don't think that you're reading into things because you know that the director was thinking about shit like that. Because I hate
Yeah.
when stuff happens and then I'm like, I don't even know if my interpretation's correct because I don't know if they were even thinking about that. If they're just some fucking random director, like they could just have done that for no reason.
Yeah, it could have just been an accident.
Right, but you get like David Chase. Everybody knows he does shit like that in his
Yeah.
shows, and so people know to look for that. But like, I love that shit because like, I don't know, and it's hard to end those shows. People hate that ending, but it's so difficult. And I love the idea of just like fuck you, of just like it's over.
That is like the most like mafia shit, like the
Yeah.
way to do it.
You
Just be
just-
like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, literally. And also, it's like they do. There's a part where Carmen and Carmela and her friend go to Paris.
Mhm.
In that same season, and there's a scene where she's like, "It's so weird." She's like, "It's almost sad to think about like all these people in Paris were just like running around, like living their lives for like ever, and to you they just don't even exist until you get here, and then you see everybody, and then you leave, and you just feel like they don't exist anymore because you're just like not in their lives." And that's like how it is with The Sopranos, where like it doesn't, you don't even know what happens after it cuts to black, but you're just not in their life anymore. You don't know, like to them you don't exist.
The connection is severed.
Right. You're just your knowledge of their situation ends. You're not over there anymore. Like you're not in their life or whatever, But yeah, it's cool.
They're doing a last season of Curb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched. I started it while I was cooking earlier.
Is it good?
It's so fucking funny, dude.
Okay, bet.
Like, I mean, it's like first episode, like 10 minutes into the first episode, but
Hell yeah.
so funny. I was
I'm
just
hyped.
like, yeah. Larry David is. That's gonna be interesting to see like how that ends. Speaking of just shows that they have to like, and it's HBO. It's like that is kind of top tier programming. Like,
I'm glad they're ending it before he dies,
yeah,
because that would have sucked for it to like
Totally.
have no closure. And
yeah.
and I think he is ending it because guys are starting to die. Like Richard Lewis is not doing great. Super Dave, what's his name? He died.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name in the show? It was Marty Funkhauser. Marty Funkhauser.
I don't know anyone's name and stuff.
You don't remember? I mean, that's not his actual name in this show. They just call him Funkhauser, but he dies.
Okay.
And his son, I think he gets a prostitute for his son or something at one point, but he died like a few years ago. And then
I mean, Larry's got to be like 80 something, right?
I don't know how he's doing so well, because like, I don't know. Normally Jewish dudes get old and they do not do well.
I feel like they live old, don't they?
They look old.
Oh yeah.
They don't live old.
He's like 13.
Yeah, I think they just start
I'm
looking
like,
old
"Gout."
early. Yeah, you start getting like the bald ring and
Yeah.
you get a crick in your neck. Yeah, I don't know. He also is very like he's not fat. Like
No, yeah.
dudes die when they're fat. There's not a lot of fat old guys.
That is like the number one probably factor in longevity is just like, are you obese or not? You know,
And that's the saying.
'cause you're putting so much extra like strain
Yeah, for
on
no reason.
your whole system.
Yeah, it's like you see a lot of fat guys and you see a lot of old guys, but you don't see a lot of old fat guys.
Yeah. It's true.
Like I can't think of any. John Goodman. He's
Yeah.
kind of skinny now. He lost a lot of weight. Yeah,
Yeah.
skinny, but he's not John Goodman.
massive, yeah. He's not a massive man.
Yeah, he's not a fridge of a human.
He's not. Yeah, he was pretty big in
Community? I loved him in Community.
Yeah. Dude, I don't like Chevy Chase at all.
No, me either.
Why?
But
is
neither
it-
did people on the show.
do
Have
people
you heard
him
about the
in re-
beef?
Yeah, he just doesn't like anyone, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's, like,
well,
real like an asshole.
Specifically, him and Dan Harmon had like a huge
Allegedly.
beef. No, he played voicemails from Chevy on the podcast
Oh yeah.
of him like going off on Dan Harmon, which was kind of part of the beef, was that he just aired these fucking. You can still watch them on YouTube, But like, yeah, it was just Chevy being like, "You don't know how to write shit. You're so fucking stupid." Like, it's so.
I
funny.
don't get the allure of even like Griswold shit. I'm just like National Lampoons.
Me
like,
either. I meet so many people that are like, I love like National
some of the
Vacation.
weakest
and
comedy stuff.
it's just people who's like, that was the first funny thing they ever saw, and they were like, that's funny. Like,
Christmas Vacation
is the
has
only-
some, but even that as a whole movie, I'm like, yeah, it's fun to see a guy like fall off a roof and get like electrocuted. But,
Yeah.
like, I'll just watch Home Alone or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to watch this fucking
No,
tool.
it's shitty, and I hate animal humor. I hate anytime there's a fucking puppet animal in things where it's like on somebody's neck and they're running around
Oh,
knocking
yeah.
stuff. I hate that shit. It's
What
like for
about
four-year-olds.
Tommy Boy? You know the scene with the deer and Tommy Boy when they're you know Tommy Boy?
Yeah, that's different.
That's different.
No,
That's
funny.
That's a great animal gag.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just there's like a scene in like Anchorman 2 where they're driving the car and like this little squirr's like jumping around their necks and shit. And it just
Yeah,
looks
okay.
bad and it's not funny. But like, yeah, that's a good example of like when it was. But that's because the premise was it didn't have to do with the animal. Like the thing
Totally.
was funny on its own. It wasn't like, oh, so wacky, they're getting attacked by an animal. It was
Yeah.
like the whole thing was funny.
The fact that these cars, it's ruining the car. That's
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the best. Tommy Boy is one of the greatest comedies
It's
of all time.
so good.
You know,
It is
and they
so
basically
good.
just made it twice. They made Black Sheep. like,
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah. Is David Spade in Plane, Trains, Automobiles?
No, it's Steve Martin
Gotcha.
or Ricky.
But is it the same kind of?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Plane,
It's
Trains,
just
Automobiles.
it's Steve Martin and John Candy.
John Candy's great too.
Yeah. Cause he's the guy he's in.
Home Alone.
No, wait, is he?
Wait, what?
Isn't John Candy the big fat guy?
In Tommy Boy?
Yeah.
No, Chris Farley, dude.
You're right.
Yeah,
No,
Chris
you're
Farley.
right. I just got them
Both those
flipped
dudes
in my mind.
Those dudes are similar in the sense of they're big dudes who died
early.
too early.
Like way even earlier than like fat people.
Yeah, and were just great. Like
Yes,
by
and
all
beloved.
accounts, they
yeah,
were. Yeah,
like universally beloved.
Uncle Buck,
Yes, dude. I just watched that the other day. Rewatched it.
so good.
It's so fucking funny, and that's just a good quality, wholesome. Fun
Those
time.
movies just they're better fucking films. Like better, they have feeling and.
And
when
I
you-
know people always say like, oh, everybody always says like our shit was good and your shit is bad, but like it's pretty objectively
Yeah.
better. Like I don't think that's a rose tinted glasses like nostalgia thing. I think it.
No, the stuff they're putting out now is just it's not even just now, but just. And I'm sure like there was a lot of stuff. If you look at every movie that movie probably came out in what like 82 or something.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you look at every movie that came out like that same year. I bet there's a lot of duds. You know, but there's a lot of duds that we just don't talk about
Mhm.
that have been kind of like lost to time. But I wonder like the ratio. You know, like if you look at every
Oh
movie.
yeah, out of like how many movies come out a year back then? How many were bad and how many were good? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yeah,
like,
basically.
yeah, because I bet that's a really good question. You could definitely do
I'm sure
that.
someone has made a chart or
I
something.
I could do that if you just polled. You could hook it up to IMDb's
just
star
every
ratings or
index.
Metacritic. You could do
Mhm.
Metacritic rating, and then you could pull a list based on decade from like Wikipedia of just those, and I could do that when I get home.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to see because that's a really interesting question. I do want to see that.
Because I imagine there's more movies made today. Actually, I don't know now because like now
'Cause the
everything
amount
is
of movies.
well-
that's true.
well now everything's budget is so high too.
That's
so
also
it's
true.
like a lot of
And-
movies aren't even getting made because they're like we can't compete with like
Right.
a Disney $100 million.
And the accessibility to tools is way higher now. Where like you used to have a huge budget to even get access to the equipment to make this stuff. Where
Yeah.
now the budget can be much smaller and you can have a pretty equal quality product because of how easy it is to get HD cameras, editing software.
At least for like indie kind of like coming of age movies.
I mean,
that,
even
like, aren't
Netflix.
super.
like their cost.
Yeah.
I guarantee the cost of doing what they do now versus back in like the 70s is like having a production company like that. Like it's got to be so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Even with sets, having to build sets now, you can do CGI.
Yeah.
The cameras, everything is just cheaper. Just the creation of things is just cheaper because of globalization or whatever. I was gonna say globalism, but not globalism.
Nah.
Globalization.
Yeah, it's just you can have a sweet camera now. I mean,
Yeah.
Netflix has like not this camera, but like the film version of that camera.
Mhm.
It's approved for Netflix films now. So it's like, I mean, that's like probably like, not that camera, but the camera that's on there. It's like you can have like a Netflix quality film camera with a lens for like $1,500 and be like shooting the same
Yeah, is
shit.
it a red? Isn't it called?
It's not a red. It's an Sony and FX3, I believe, or an FX30, I think maybe.
I was just watching Sam
Uh,
Hyde talk about cameras, and he was talking about the Netflix one that they have. and
Yeah.
he was talking about these Sony cameras. They don't make them anymore, and they were called like ball cameras or something.
Mm.
And it's this type of camera that like he wants one bad, but they just don't make them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like in between film and digital or something, and they looked crazy. They looked
Mm.
insane. I gotta try to find one, but
And they were good. They
yeah,
yeah.
he want like they looked really good, and I'll try to find it. It was crazy. I didn't know like how deep the camera lore was. Like it's crazy.
Dude, I mean, yeah, it's deep. I mean, same with like audio gear. Like there's like
True.
audiophiles that will spend like 70 grand on like a set of like a speaker. You know, like I mean, a lot of that's also like like there's that thing of diminishing returns, right?
Right.
Where it's like
you gotta
know,
plateau eventually.
You can get like guitars or something.
Mhm.
It's like $1,000 guitar is gonna feel and sound better than like $100 guitar.
right.
But is a $10,000 guitar gonna sound that much better than that $1,000 guitar? And it's like probably not like $9,000 worth of better.
right.
But it might have like some kind of endangered wood or something,
Right.
or like a fucking elephant tusk that
yeah,
it was
something
made
else.
out of.
Yeah. It doesn't have to do with the sound. It's just like the
Yeah,
material.
and
or
I think
something.
that's similar with the speakers, where it's like kind of like it's like more artwork almost. Like
Mm.
it's like hand, or like expensive furniture.
Right.
It's like people are spending an insane amount on furniture.
And furniture is well made. Like expensive furniture is like put
Yeah.
together well.
But there's
you know?
also probably a lot of crap that's like branding.
That might be a good racket to get into.
Furniture, just insane.
Making cheap furniture, but like selling it for a lot.
I remember I saw like a TikTok of like there's some like horsehair bed company that's like, in the thing they were like, Drake uses a horsehair bed, or like it's some like $100,000 mattress basically.
You know,
it's
Drake
like,
hasn't even fixed my 103-degree fever. What a fucking asshole.
You have a big ass frown about it.
Yeah, dude. I'm his responsibility as a fan. He has to deal with this.
It's so good.
Dude, I fucking love it. He's my favorite person.
Shout out Connor O'Malley.
Yeah, please. He's doing it right. He's the only one doing it right.
I was thinking that I'm like, should we just only make fucking meme content at this point?
Maybe.
Like, are we the fools? Are we getting the prank played on us by trying to make anything?
I think so.
Anything high art like this podcast, sophisticated high art.
Yeah, it's something that would be appreciated by the upper
Generations to
class.
come.
Yeah.
This is our wax can.
Yes, dude. This is our wax voice in a can. What was I gonna say? Oh,
No?
stupid. It's fucking dumb.
Dumb? Why? What is it?
We're just not talking about it anymore. It was the audiophile thing. I was gonna say they did a thing where like I think they found that people who like self-identify as audiophiles
Are the worst.
are the least likely to have friends.
Uh,
They do have like a thing where they can hear audio at a better fidelity than other people. So it isn't like they're not. A lot of them aren't just being snobby. They really can hear
Yeah.
the difference. Which, if that's the case,
and there is a difference. Like when I
Sure.
listen to music on like those monitors, like you hear sections of this beat or like the songs that you're maybe not necessarily hearing on.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
you're definitely not hearing it like on your phone speaker, but then like you might not hear it on like your headphones.
Right. Even when I listen to it in my car, I hear shit that I didn't hear
Yeah.
if I just had my headphones on or my phone.
The
or
whole
whatever.
mixing process and like just like the mastering, I guess more so than the mixing
Yes.
is like. Yeah, I mean, dudes go mad just like trying to like tweak the hertz to the frequency on like.
Yeah, is there
every-
AI mastering yet?
That's what I want. Like I want just like basically, because I mean, dudes get paid like a lot of money. Like people will pay like $200 an hour for like a dude to just master.
master?
Yeah, a master,
Do
literally.
they call themselves masters?
Yeah.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
Or a master.
The master. Yeah.
That if I don't know what they call them, but I would call myself that if that was it. Also, it is 6:15.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to make that yoga.
Yeah. I might skip yoga. How long have we been going?
We can call it.
Yeah, I think we're like 40 minutes. It's up to you, I suppose. We're at the audiophile section, so if we just keep ragging on about audiophiles, maybe we're fucking about at the end.
We should definitely tag a hashtag audiophile for this fucking.
Yeah,
these
dude,
clips.
they get pissed.
Get them mad.
They'd be
Like,
angry.
dude, you don't understand the difference between the Sony 8600 speaker and the Sony
Like,
9600
shut your
speaker.
fucking mouth.
Dude, if you don't spend $8,000 on your home setup, then what the fuck are you doing? You're probably just listening to people
Freaking
fart in your mic.
caveman ears.
Yeah, you might as well just shit in your own microphone and listen to that.
Yeah. Do we want to tell the listeners about the plans for the future? Do we have? I feel like we've been gone for a minute, and
A hot minute.
and we're glad to be back.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna really buckle down, guys.
Oh, there's gonna be buckling.
This may seem low effort,
Mhm.
but this is just part of the brand.
Yeah, and it's a slow burn
It is a
over
slow
multiple
burn.
podcasts.
We want you to strap in because the cast is back, aiming for an episode a week. Maybe we'll Maybe we'll do 2 episodes a week.
Who the fuck
Maybe we'll be gone
knows?
for a month and a half.
Who in the fuck even knows, dude?
But if you made it this far, we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do some structuring.
We're gonna structure the shit out of stuff.
We're gonna fucking do AI.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get a Patreon going, and we're gonna structure it the same way the Freemasons structure their tiers. So look forward to that.
It will not be free. Ironically, it'll be very expensive.
No, it'll cost as much as hiring a mason.
Yes.
To build something for your house.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
But check us out on
Pornhub.
Yeah, check us out on Pornhub. We're gonna be posting porn clips, AI porn clips of me and Nick, fucking Grant, in a some kind of Eiffel Tower style. So stay tuned for that. That'll be sick.
The one from Vegas, not the one from wherever the Paris. Or
Yes, the Vegas. We call it the Vegas Eiffel Tower,
Yeah.
and that's when 2
Because we
dudes.
smoke cigarettes.
That's when it's 3 dudes doing it.
We throw our business cards on the ground.
Yeah. And then Elvis is also marrying all 3 of us at the same time.
Yeah, that's a hot ending.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bye.